like to welcome teachers, administrators, parents, guests, and especially our young authors who we are honoring this evening. The Northshore Reading Council, which sponsors the Young Authors Contest and the Newspaper and Education Contest, is an organization composed mostly of teachers. The Reading Council's primary goal is to promote literacy in our schools and community. We are part of a state group called the Louisiana Reading Association and a national and international group called the International Reading Association. We help encourage good writing through the Young Authors Contest and the Newspaper and Education Contest. Teachers are notified in the fall of the Young Authors and Newspaper and Education Contest and are encouraged to collect good writing from their students. Writings are selected by the teacher or a group of teachers from their school and submit to a panel of Reading Council members who judge the writing according to a set criteria. There are no identifying marks when they are judged. The judges do not know the teacher, the school, or the child's name, only their grade level and category. There are 3 categories of young authors' entries: poetry, fiction, and nonfiction. The newspaper and education entries are unique to their grade level. This year, the Northshore Reading Council received a $500 grant from SAMS Incorporated to publish the Young Authors Awardees' work in a booklet. Each student winner this evening will receive a copy of the book tonight, as well as a teacher and/or the school library. If you would like a second copy, please tell your teacher and we will distribute them if we have any left. I would like to introduce several key people in the Northshore Reading Council who have worked hard to make this evening happen. The chairwoman of the Newspaper and Education Committee this year is Darla Foley from Chafuncta Middle School. Darla, wave your hand. I don't see her. Okay. Other members of the Reading Council have assisted in providing the refreshments, assisting with lining up and organizing the winners, check-in, and pictures. Barbara Clatterbuck, Deanna Canton, Bridget Smolschitz, Rhonda Gleason, and Esther Jordan. We thank you to Kimberly Burgoyne for helping us at the last minute with the media releases. We needed a principal to sign them, and she did that for us. A big thank you to Abby Clemens and the office staff at Bonnie Cole for collecting entries and other paperwork. I also have to mention that Mary Renault is also helping us with the pictures. On behalf of the Northshore Reading Council, I would like to congratulate all of the winners of the Young Authors and Newspaper and Education contests. We are proud to have such talented young authors in the parish. Accept these awards for your efforts, knowing that the wonderful gift of writing is within each of you. And teachers, we wish to recognize you as well for doing such a superb job in recognizing and nurturing this talent. Also, we thank the Instructional Technology Center for helping in securing and setting up this beautiful facility for us this evening. I would like to thank Red Sharp from Channel 13 for video presentation. I would like to thank Melanie Swain, Supervisor of Educational Technology. She would like to announce that tonight's program will be available to watch next week on Charter Channel 13, AT&T UVerse Channel 99, and YouTube. At the intermission, we would like to invite all of you to stay a few minutes for refreshments and take your own personal pictures. And I want to reiterate something that Ms. Canton said about taking the individual pictures at the intermission so it's not disruptive in the back during the program. I will now turn the program over to Deanna Canton, who is our commentator of the evening.
This evening we will start with the kindergarten. We need the kindergarten students at the stairs, please. In kindergarten, we have an honorable mention in poetry. from Shelby Chapman from Florida Avenue Elementary School. Her teacher is Rachel Blanche, and the principal is Kimberly Burgoyne. She will read her entry.
I feel great when I play soccer
Because I win my games,
because I win my games.
which brings me fame.
What
Which
does
brings-
fame mean?
Read it for us, okay.
Which brings me fame.
I like my players too,
I like my players too
because they listen to me.
because they listen to me.
They pass me the ball
They pass me the ball
whenever I am free.
whenever I am free.
I love my coaches,
I love my
who
coaches,
are my mom and stepdad.
who are my mom and stepdad.
They are my family,
They are my family,
which makes me very glad.
which makes me very glad.
Okay.
That's all. Kindergarten? Yes. You're doing first grade as well? Okay. Now the first grade. Poetry, first place, Lola Young from Abita Springs Elementary. Becky Molina and Misty Nicholson are her teachers. She's not here. And she's not here. Nonfiction, honorable mention, Jacob Picard from Abita Springs Elementary. He's also not here. Teachers Becky Molina and Linda Jenkins, Principal Rebecca Stogner.
Read nice and loud.
Nonfiction.
A day at the beach. At first I was excited because I really wanted to play at the beach. Me, my mom, my friend, and his parents all went to Orange Beach. It's really far from my house on Grover Street. When we got there, we put stuff where it goes in the hotel. Then I went to the beach. I made a sandcastle first. Chris, my friend's dad, helped me. First we made the outside of it. We took a lot of sand from the beach and shaped it like a semicircle. Then we dug a hole through it. Then we made another wall with an entrance. I stuffed the hole with seaweed. I used a bucket to hold seashells from the ocean. I put them on top of the castle. Second, we went swimming. I went to the ocean and wave jumped. I jumped a lot of waves. One was really big. It knocked me over. Then we swam far from land. It was fun playing in the ocean. Last, we went to the inside pool at the hotel and swam. I like swimming at the beach because there was a lot of space. I like swimming in the pool because there was a shallow side and deep side. At night, we went to catch ghost crabs, and when we were going back, we saw a big ghost crab. We let the little crabs out of the bucket. We couldn't tell what was going on, but my mom said the big crab ate the little crabs. Going to Orange Beach was fun. It's one of my fun times that I will not forget about.
Nonfiction first place, Drew South from Abita Springs Elementary. Becky Molina and Linda Jenkins are her teacher.
Put your mouth as close as you can. You can move it up a little.
One day, my mom and I decided to plant a garden. It was summer. We went to Lowe's and got seeds. We got cucumber seeds and tomato seeds and peppers. Some seeds were very bitty. Some were as big as a penny. When we got home, we planted all the seeds. We dug in the dirt, then we put the seeds in a lot of holes. We covered the holes with soil. We put just a little bit of water for each one. The next day, the plants weren't there. I checked every day at lunchtime. We waited a long time. I got tired of waiting. And then after we waited about 2 weeks, I saw a sprout. It was about 1 inch tall. Cucumbers, tomatoes, and green bell peppers finally grew. After they were ready, we made a salad. I love cucumbers the best. They are crunchy and taste good.
First place, nonfiction, Drew South from Abita Springs Elementary. That was just her. I'm sorry. Honorable mention, fiction, Aiden Dixon from Abita Springs Elementary. Not here. Then that ends our first grade competition.
Go down the stairs and go with the lady right down there.
Second grade, poetry, honorable mention, Riley Rockhold from Abita Springs Elementary. Teacher Becky Molina, Janice Perkins. Principal Rebecca Stogner.
Step right up. Right in here. As loud as you can.
The beach. The bright yellow sun shines in the sky. The big blue ocean moves very fast. Green, slimy seaweed lies on the shore. Squeaking seagulls fly in the sky. The smooth sand burns my feet, but the blue and green water cools them off. The beach is awesome and pretty.
First place poetry, Rhymes Donato from Abita Springs Elementary.
Super croc.
Walk closer to it. There.
It didn't walk with dinosaurs, it ate them. 40 feet long with a 5-foot jaw, it was 9 tons of terror and teeth. It could jump right out of the water to grab its food. With a skull of 100 teeth, it could fit any kind of prey in its mouth in one bite. It lived 110 million years ago. Sarcosuchus is its real name. It's a prehistoric king.
Nonfiction, first place, Kaya Blukas from Abita Springs Elementary.
Having twin brothers. Ashton and Ethan are my twin brothers. I was excited when they were born. Ashton had brown hair and Ethan had yellow. I got to hold them and give them their rattles. It was nice rocking them in my arms. They smelled like baby lotion and felt as soft as a cat. My baby brothers were very cute. Now they are 4 years old. They are horrifying. They chase me and crush me by piling on top of me. When they try to sing Katy Perry songs, they sound like mice squeaking. But they kiss me when I get home from school. I can't wait until they are 5. When they are 5, they will ride bus number 43 to school with me. When I get to do real homework with them, it will be fun. I feel very special to have twin brothers. I am glad I have them.
First place fiction, Sage Owens from Abita Springs Elementary. Teacher Becky Molina and Ann McClintock. Principal Rebecca Stogner.
Under my bed. Mom is tucking me in. As she walks out the door, I hear thunder make a big boom. Boom, boom! A storm screams really close to me. It is frightening, so I quickly tell my mother. But all she says is go back to bed. So I do. Later on that night, I hear a screeching sound. It is coming from under my bed. I take a deep breath and slowly peer under my bed. I gasp. There it is, the big, fat, ugly monster. I am so scared that I start shaking. But then my mom comes in and says, "What's wrong?" I yell. "There's a monster under my bed." Of course she doesn't believe me. Mom says in a tired voice, "You know there's no such thing as monsters." I say to myself, "It's okay, yeah, she is right. In fact, there is no such thing as monsters. It was probably just a dream." So I go back to sleep, thinking everything is okay. The rain slowly starts to fade away.
That completes our second grade. Third grade, poetry. Honorable mention, Ella Henry from Abita Springs Elementary. Teachers, Becky Molina and Teresa Curtis. Principal, Rebecca Stogner.
Night. Night is silent yet full of life. Owls hoot. Bats fly in front of the moon. A black cat creeps past your window. You are asleep. Then suddenly you wake up. You look out your window. You see the magical night. Then you fall back to sleep and dream about the wonders you saw.
Poetry first place, Carissa Garrett from Abita Springs Elementary. Teachers Becky Molina and Ann McClintock. Principal Rebecca Stogner.
3 poems about water. River. Cold, wet, pretty. Trickling, flowing fast, like wind blowing and calling shush. Stream. Rain. Stinging, soaking, falling, like bullets falling from the sky, giving plants and animals water. Downpour. Lake. Big, blue, and deep, still gleaming, shining, like a large bucket of water. Bay.
Nonfiction, honorable mention, Kaylin Hardrick from Abney Elementary. Teacher Kelly Morris, Principal Mike Alfred.
Finding a cure. When I grow up, I want to become a scientist. I don't want people to suffer. I'm going to make medicines.
Start over again and step right up to it.
Finding a cure. When I grow up, I want to become a scientist. I don't want people to suffer. I'm going to make medicines to help people. Last year, I went to a science lab. I watched scientists make medicines to help people. I would like to make medicines to cure people. I would like to cure cancer, blood tumors, arthritis, diabetes, and all other diseases. I would like to do this because my great-granddad died from cancer. I would like to find a cure for cancer before someone else in my family dies from this horrible disease. This is what I plan to do when I grow up.
First place fiction goes to Powell Hamaker from Pontchartrain Elementary. Teacher Deborah Standley. Principal Kimberly Thomas.
The hurricane. School is canceled. A storm is coming. I play games with my family while the television buzzes with the latest report. The wind blows hard, whistling in the air. The rain drops down quickly, making dirt soggy, turning it into mud. As the transformer catches on fire, bursts of pink, white, and green colors explode into the night sky. It is cold and dark. We light candles. Their warm glow makes us feel safe. Finally, the hurricane is over. Tomorrow is a new day.
And that completes our third grade. Now the fourth grade entries start with poetry. First place, Scott Caserta from Pineview Middle School. Teacher Nancy Lilly, Principal Charlotte Tillman. He's not here. Honorable mention, nonfiction, Austin Knight from Little Oak Middle School. Teacher Robin Day, Principal Amy DiCarlo.
My best Christmas.
Louder.
My best Christmas. It's Christmas Eve. We're preparing for the perfect Christmas. We have pep in our step because we only have 12 hours, 2 minutes, and 4 seconds until the big day. We're decorating, and Mom put me in charge of setting up the tree. I'm like, she's crazy. That's like 100 feet tall. I completed all the decorating. The tree lights are almost blinding as they shine in my eyes. Mom is requesting my help outside putting the lights up, so I go, but the lights are twisted up like vines in a jungle. I take a couple of minutes to get them untangled. While we are putting them up, they sparkle like glistening night stars. We walk back inside to start to bake. Dad asks, "What are you baking?" I say, "Cookies." They are done, and we are putting red frosting on them. It's finally Christmas Day, and we are opening presents. The best presents I see is the humongous Nerf gun and that stings when you get shot. My sister screams out loud. She sees Twilight Breaking Dawn. She's running to her room to watch the movie. I have a red stocking that has Santa's face on it. I see he left me some delicious Charleston chews and some Twix. Later, a few family members arrive. We are preparing a feast of turkey, ham, and cake. The aroma of the turkey is filling the house. My stomach is growling at me as I anticipate the taste of the juicy turkey. I am not a fan of ham, so I won't eat any. Mom is calling me to frost the cake with chocolate frosting. Yummy. My Aunt Betsy, Uncle Eric, and Nana have just arrived, and they are hungry. We sit down and enjoy our feast and family time together. Now I am getting ready for bed and putting my presents away. I go kiss my mom and dad goodnight and tell them thank you for a wonderful day. As I am laying in bed and trying to fall asleep, I'm remembering the excitement I felt preparing the house for Christmas, the great day we had opening the presents, and the wonderful feast we prepared and shared with our family. I hope all of my future Christmases will be as wonderful as this one.
Nonfiction, first place, Matthew Dobson from Abney Middle School. Teacher Dawn Zimmer, Principal Mike Alfred.
Boy Scouts weekend at Camp Sweetwater. On the first weekend of October of this year, our Cub Scout group went to Camp Sweetwater in L'Orange, Louisiana, to learn all about horses. We were especially excited and a little nervous about learning how to ride. We arrived at Camp Sweetwater on Friday evening and camped out. So we were able to start corral time early Sunday morning. In corral time, we learned about the different variety of horses and how to take care of them. Then we had a big trail ride. I hope we go back to Camp Sweetwater because it was very fun. I had a good horse named Lakota, and he knew the trails well. And he was very obedient. I was able to go on my first trail ride with my friends. It was an adventure I will never forget.
Honorable mention fiction, Jackson Heap from Abita Springs Middle School. Teacher Becky Molina and Donna Forrest.
Once upon a time, there was a boy named Jack. You see, Jack was very rich and spoiled, getting everything he wanted. One day, he told his parents that he didn't like their house and wanted to move. His parents tried to talk him out of it, but they couldn't. What Jack didn't know was that his life was about to change. The next month, Jack and his family moved to the biggest mansion they could find. The first thing he did was visit his neighbors. Peter, a boy the same age as Jack, lived next door. They played and played all day long until it was time for bed. When Jack had been in bed for about 6 hours, he heard a noise outside and went to see what it was. When he opened the door, he found himself staring up at his toy Tyrannosaurus Rex. "Holy smokes!" screamed Jack. He thought he was going to faint. Then the sun came up. The dinosaur just disappeared. Jack went back to his room and saw his toy dinosaur, right where he had put it. He went to tell Peter what had happened. Peter said, "Maybe your house is cursed and the toys come to life and turn evil." They both agreed that they would have to defeat the toys. The next day, Jack and Peter dug a big hole and covered it with leaves. They also went to buy 75 feet of jump rope. That night, they met outside at 10 o'clock p.m. with a plan. They were both armed with rope and ready for battle. All of a sudden, they heard a noise in the distance. It was Jack's toy supervillains. "You had to have supervillains?" "Supervillains," said Peter. "They're fun to play with," said Jack. Then Peter yelled to them, "Catch me if you can." The supervillains started to chase him. Peter ran towards the leaves and jumped right over them. The villains did not jump. They ran right into the trap. 25 down, 200 to go, said Jack. They ran around the neighborhood, tying up every toy they saw. Finally, they had to face one more toy, the dinosaur. They heard it tromping down the street, destroying everything in its path. Once it reached Jack's house, it let out a gigantic roar. Peter then started running around in circles to distract the dinosaur. Jack ran under the dinosaur, tied part of the jump rope around a leg, and ran around and around the dinosaur. The rope tightened around the dinosaur's legs and tripped him. The toys turned small again and flew to Jack's toy box. Then, when they turned around, they saw a circle of light rise off Jack's house. "The curse is lifted," said Peter. After that night, Peter studied curses and grew up to be an archaeologist. Jack ended up being a police officer, protecting the streets from danger, and they lived happily ever after.
First place fiction goes to Caroline Mason from Chafuncta Middle School. Teacher Bonnie Stokes, Principal Laura Noseworthy.
Life is a giraffe. One morning I woke up and roughly bumped my head on the ceiling. Wondering why, I trudged into the bathroom and glanced in the mirror. Instead of seeing myself, I saw a giraffe. I screamed in horror at the sight I saw. Slowly, I closed my eyes, gently rubbed them, and opened them. I was still there. A giraffe had replaced me. Why am I an animal? I thought. Why am I a giraffe? Oh no, I thought quickly afterwards. The other day I was at the zoo in the giraffe section, admiring them, their beautiful pattern, and how they got food whenever they wanted. I wish to be them, have their beautiful pattern and all their other great characteristics. I was just kidding. I was sure it wouldn't actually come true, and already after 20 seconds, I didn't like being a giraffe. Honestly, the giraffe was pretty adorable, but I wouldn't be able to go to school. I wouldn't be able to communicate with my family without them screaming. I wouldn't even be able to get around without hitting my head on the ceiling. The whole day I acted sick and wouldn't let my parents in my room. One time, my brother came in and started screaming, but he was so startled he ran away immediately without letting me explain. That night, I wished to be myself again, and the next morning I was. That experience helped me learn to be thankful for what you have and not wish for things you don't need, even if you are kidding.
That completes our fourth grade entries.
Okay. And now, Darla Foley is going to introduce our newspaper and education winners.
Good evening. The Newspapers in Education contest is promoted by the Louisiana Reading Association. Newspapers are used in the classroom to enhance thematic units, to encourage comprehension and higher thinking, to develop comparison and contrast, to build vocabulary concepts, to teach basic reading skills, to reinforce geography, to apply mathematical concepts, to promote speaking skills, and to offer models of different writing styles. Tonight you will hear about the student entries selected in this year's Newspapers in Education's contest. The first category presented tonight is our kindergarten category. Kindergarten students create alphabet picture books. These are scrapbooks that the work is done by the student. All of the work comes from the newspaper. Our first place winner this evening is a kindergartner, Juliana Mole. She is a student of Petra Gast at Abita Springs Elementary, and her principal is Rebecca Stogner.
My book is about ABCs by Juliana Mull. I'm going to share some of my favorites with all of you. B is for Ben. D is for dress. F is for flowers. I is for ice cream. J is for Jewel.
Our second grade entries are student illustrations of My Favorite Meal. The students use grocery store advertisements from the newspaper to illustrate their favorite meal and write a paragraph explaining what the meal is and why it's their favorite. Our first place winner is Sage Owens. Sage is a student of Miss Becky Molina at Abita Springs Elementary, and the principal is Rebecca Stogner.
My favorite meal has breakfast foods such as fried eggs, bacon, waffles, pancakes, and sausage. My favorite part about fried eggs is the taste, but they really don't taste like anything. Now bacon, I've been loving it since I was 3. Its greasy taste is really good. I even eat it on my hamburger. I love these foods so much I'd eat them every meal.
The third grade category is a news article, What's Going On in My Third Grade Classroom. It has to be a minimum of 100 words, a maximum of 200 words. Words must be counted and numbered, the article must be neatly written, and spelling and grammar are considered. The first honorable mention is Clara Brown. Clara is a student of Miss Renzino, Julie Renzino, at Pontchartrain Elementary, and the principal is Kim Thomas.
Third grade classroom starts ILEAP practices. Many third grade classes are preparing for the ILEAP test. My classroom started on February 18th 2013. Here's what one of my classmates said about it. Well, I felt a little nervous at first because I did not know if I would get them right. I know many third graders like the ILEAP practices because the practices feel like the real thing. There are two different practices. They are the language and math. My opinion is that the practices are very helpful. Ms. Ranzino, our teacher, separated the desks because of the ILEAP practices and the real test. The real test is on April 8th, 2013.
A second honorable mention in second grade is Rory Brundrett. His teacher is also Julie Ranzino at Pontchartrain Elementary. The principal is Kim Thomas.
Miss Ranzino's class and I leap. In Miss Ranzino's class, kids are getting better and better at I leap. The students in Miss Ranzino's class are having a lot of fun while doing the work. Miss Ranzino's class was just finishing, and Miss Ranzino said, "Sometimes when you do work, it is a lot of fun." Then all the kids said yes. Miss Ranzino's class will start language arts practice for ILEAP on February 22nd, 2013. The class of Miss Ranzino will do the ILEAP quiz on April 8, 2013. They are hopefully going to ace the ILEAP quiz. They are eager and ready for the math ILEAP. This is very exciting.
Our last winner here tonight for the Newspapers and Education contest is a third grader, Isabella Maia. Isabella's teacher is Miss Julie Ranzino. She's a student at Pontchartrain Elementary, and the principal is Kim Thomas.
The Pontchartrain Picayune, Thursday, February 21st, 2013. Commotion is caused when class TV acts up. By Isabella Mejia, reporter. Local teacher Miss Ranzino pressed the wrong button on the TV when the lights were turned off. This event happened on Wednesday, February 20th, 2013. Here are some things the people who witnessed this event said. Gabby said, "I was annoyed because there was a commercial saying, 'Here's why this should be your next TV.'" Another person who witnessed the event was Sebastian. He said it was funny because the TV kept saying funny stuff. Our teacher, Ms. Ranzino, was trying to get the TV to work by pressing every button, but the buttons would not work. The next day, we finally got the TV to work. Hooray! That is all I want to report about this event. That was a crazy day in Ms. Ranzino's classroom.
Congratulations to our newspaper and education winners.
Honorable mention for poetry. No. Goes to Mason Delahousse from Lancaster Elementary. His teacher is Sarah Meyer. His principal is Susanna Welch.
The week passes. Monday, Monday, spirits fall. Monday, Monday, watch football. Monday, Monday, getting old. Monday, Monday, pretty dull. Tuesday, Tuesday, not that much. Tuesday, Tuesday, such and such. Tuesday, Tuesday, bored, bored, bored. Tuesday, Tuesday, I am sore. Tuesday, Tuesday, go to bed. Tuesday, Tuesday, rest your head. Wednesday, Wednesday, not much more. Wednesday, Wednesday, still really sore. Wednesday, Wednesday, get some rest. Wednesday, Wednesday, don't forget. Wednesday, Wednesday, grab some food. Wednesday, Wednesday, nothing new. Thursday, Thursday, getting better. Thursday, Thursday, coming together. Thursday, Thursday, zoom by fast. Thursday, Thursday, didn't last. Friday, Friday, finally here. Friday, Friday, weekend's near. Friday, Friday, no time to rest. Friday, Friday, it's the best. Friday, Friday, now I'm home. Friday, Friday, no reason to moan. Saturday, Saturday, no more school. Saturday, Saturday, a sparkling jewel. Saturday, Saturday, not that much. Saturday, Saturday, wait. Saturday, Saturday, have some fun. Saturday, Saturday, stand up and run. Saturday, Saturday, a little bit lazy. Saturday, Saturday, sunsets are hazy. Sunday, Sunday, church bells chime. Sunday, Sunday, ends my rhyme. Sunday, 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 don't be late. Sunday, Sunday, isn't it great? What is your favorite day of the week? Could it be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday? How about Friday, Saturday, or Sunday? But whatever it is, you'll never know what the next week has to show.
First place poetry goes to Dakota Foley from Abney Elementary. Her teacher is Leslie Gross Smith and Principal Mike Alfred.
I'm building a rocket. I'm building a rocket. As soon as I'm done, I'm taking my friends up for a trip to the sun. What do you mean the sun is too hot? I guess I'll find another spot. I'm going to take them to the North Pole. What do you mean the North Pole is too cold? Well, I decided to take them for pizza. Nothing's wrong with that. You're only going to gain a little fat.
Is Hallie Kep here? Okay. Hallie Kep is also a first grade poetry winner from Pineview Middle School. Teacher Nancy Lilly and Principal Charlotte Tillman. Oh, sorry. That's not you. I'm sorry. She can go ahead. She's also a non-fiction winner for an honorable mention for fiction. Sorry. Go ahead.
Trouble. Allie was always a prankster, the best one in 10th grade. But that day, she took a prank too far on the wrong person. Amy was the principal's daughter, which meant she was always good and got straight A's. She also couldn't take a joke. If someone just said, "I hate you," jokingly, she would go straight to the principal, aka her mom, and get them in trouble. Allie was walking past the office when she heard Amy ratting on someone, as usual. She knew she had her next victim, if you wanted to call it that, and started to form her plan. But before she could do anything, she had to get everyone in on the plan. Allie went to find her best friends, Maddie and Catherine. Okay, I've got the football team in on it, and no one will be in the chess room that afternoon. Perfect, said Catherine, evil in her voice. I don't know. Are you sure about this? Maddie responded hesitantly. Completely. That little snitch deserves what's coming to her, Allie said, smiling smugly. Okay, I'm on board, Maddie responded. She sighed, defeated. The next day, the plan came into action. Allie had the whole football team, hot and sweaty from practice, crammed into the chess room just as planned. Then came Maddie around the corner, dragging Amy towards the chess room. She was blindfolded, trying to fight against Maddie to get away, but it was no use. She simply wasn't strong enough. If Amy wasn't such a snitch, Allie would have felt bad for her. She probably thought she was being kidnapped. When Maddie got to the chess room, Allie opened the door and threw, well, not threw, just pushed, her inside. She quickly closed and locked the door, waiting for the sheer chaos to unfold. Sure enough, her plan worked. Once Amy took off her blindfold, the hot, sweaty boys did their job. They didn't tackle her or anything like that. They just huddled tightly around her, getting all the dirt and sweat on her clothes and face. No amount of pleading from Amy made the three girls move from their spots. However, when they saw the principal rounding from the corner, Allie, Maddie, and Catherine all ducked behind whatever they could to keep from being discovered. They all managed to get by without being detected. Whew. Allie and Catherine didn't feel guilty. If anything, they were happy that their plan worked. Maddie, on the other hand, was consumed with guilt. The football team had gotten busted. I think we should turn ourselves in, she announced one day at lunch. Allie choked on her food. No way, she shouted. But she tried to protest. No, we are not telling, and that is final. She cut her off. The next day, Allie was coming back from school, and to her horror, she saw her mom on the couch with Amy and her principal. Maddie told, "Allie Stiles, you are in big trouble. Oh no."
Now she'll read her poetry. First place, poetry.
I am from magnolia trees, from band-aids and bruises. I am from the small, simple house where you always hear frogs. I am from the pines in the forest, the river running through the woods. I am from Thanksgivings at Cracker Barrel and loving to read. From my grandmother, my grandfather, and the Keps. I am from being quick to lose my temper and being stubborn as a mule. From the you're not bleeding, you're fines, and the suck-it-ups. I am from a small town called Covington and being the youngest child, the steaks and the rice and gravy. From the story of my grandmother's April Fool's jokes, the scares she would give on Halloween, and the places my grandfather would always keep the guns. I am from the box on my shelf, holding sand dollars, seashells, rocks, and pictures. The box sitting on my shelf, holding the memories from where I am from.
Since Hallie started our fiction category, we're going to go ahead and have our first place fiction winner, Jonas Foss from Pineview. Teacher Nancy Lilly, Principal Miss Charlotte Tillman.
The wall. I can't do it, man, Dave told his friend Bill. Sure you can, Bill replied, looking at the huge climbing wall in front of them. Dave and Bill were both standing in the gymnasium with a huge climbing wall looming in front of them, its handrail sticking out almost beckoningly. You won't fall, Bill assured Dave, seeing the look on his face. Suddenly, a boy fell down, grabbing his hand and howling. Dave gave his friend a look. Really? Whatever, man. You can stay a wimp as long as you like, Bill said simply, beginning to climb the wall. That night, Dave barely ate his dinner and went to bed early. The next day was karate practice. Usually, Dave was a star student, able to best anyone in the class, even sometimes their teacher, Mr. Chuck. Today, however, Dave was easily thrown down in the floor, half-heartedly blocking strikes. After practice, Mr. Chuck told Dave to come see him. "What's the matter, Dave?" Mr. Chuck asked him. "Nothing," Dave replied. Mr. Chuck gave Dave the look that adults have that make children say what they want to hear. Dave sighed and said, all right. There's a climbing wall in the gymnasium and I can't climb it. I'm too scared." Mr. Chuck said, "Never say you can't do something, Dave. When I was a kid, we had some monkey bars in the school playground. They seemed to be the biggest thing we'd ever seen. No one could climb it. I thought I would never. But you know what, Dave? I climbed it. No one thought it was possible, but I climbed it. Soon everyone started climbing it. It didn't seem so bad then. If you think positively, Dave, you can do something. Now go climb that wall." That night, a determined Dave went to sleep early again. In the morning, he immediately got his things and headed for the gym. Bill was the first to see him. "Hey," he said, "please don't ruin the climbing wall for everyone. Some of us actually enjoy going." His words were cut off by Dave, who was fastening the climbing gear on himself. He tied the helmet on his head, strapped the harness around his waist, and walked to the climbing wall. "I can do it," he told himself. "You've got this." He grabbed the wall and began climbing. He pulled himself up, finding foothold after foothold. He was scared. Once he lost his footing and hung in the air for almost a minute before regaining his footing. Another time he didn't grab the next handhold and nearly fell down before quickly grabbing a foothold, his heart racing. After what seemed like hours, Dave finally reached the top. His face was red and sweaty. His hands were gnarled from climbing. But standing there in the top of the climbing wall, he never felt better. Everyone looked up and saw that wimpy kid who finally climbed the wall. Our nonfiction honorable mention goes to Kitrix Maddox
from Pine View. Her teacher is Nancy Lilly, Principal Charlotte Tillman, not here. First place, Taylor Othman from Abney Elementary. Teacher Allison Ryan, Principal Mike Alfred.
A day to remember. Have you ever had a day in your life that made your whole life change? I had this day when I was 6 years old. I was in T1. I was with Coach Cannon for PE on the playground. My friend Haley and I went to the monkey bars. Haley went first, and she zoomed across the bars. Then it was my turn. I put my arms on the first bar. I went to the second bar. I tried and tried and tried to get to that third bar, but I missed and fell to the ground hard. Haley and Coach Cannon ran to me. Coach said, "Go see your mom." I ran to her in tears. I could not even bend my arms. My lip was busted up and hurt so bad. I walked in my mom's classroom. My mom grabbed her purse and we left. We walked into the doctor's office and he took us right in. He looked at my arms and squeezed them. I screamed so loud have I ever screamed in my life. He said, "Taylor, I can't tell if your arms are broken or if they're sprained. You should go to the hospital to get some x-rays." So we did. We walked into the hospital waiting room. There were about 20 people in there. We sat and sat and sat for about 5 hours. Then they finally took me in for the x-rays. After the x-rays, they put me in the hallway in the hospital bed. I sat there for about 1 hour. Then the doctor finally came with the results. She said, "Sweetie, have you ever broken a bone before?" I said, "No." She said, "Honey, you have broke both your arms." I burst into tears. She talked to my mom, then we left the hospital and drove right to Children's Hospital. When we got to Children's Hospital, they put me in a bed and took me right in for more x-rays. The doctors put needles in my foot and they made me scream. Then I fell right to sleep. When I woke up, I had 2 hot pink casts on. I saw my parents standing right in front of me. I said, "Daddy, why do you have 3 heads?" Their nurse said, she's still loopy from that medicine. Then we went home. I went back to school. All the children and teachers stared at me, but all my friends still wanted to be around me and sign my cast. When I went to Walmart with my family, people would stare at my mom and dad thinking they have hurt me. I wanted to get a t-shirt that said, "My parents did not hurt me. I fell off the monkey bars." 6 weeks later, I got my cast off. Then they were one of the best days of my whole life. That also was the day I got my ears pierced. The minute I got home, I went swimming. Now I'm 12 years old and my arms are all better.
Our first place winner for nonfiction is Taylor Othman. No, sorry. First place nonfiction is Grace Trina from Lancaster Elementary. Her teacher is Sarah Meyer. Her principal is Susanna Welch.
The artists of the world. The life of an artist is a hard one indeed. Capturing a moment takes time and skill. To represent color, you need many tools. Markers and colored pencils give you the brightness of the sun and the darkness of the night sky. Blenders help turn your sketch into reality by blending away harsh lines and shadows. Oil pastels give a picture a sense of mystery. Graphite gives darkness and shadows, while white-colored pencils give light and highlights. Clay can create an object of multiple dimensions. Watercolors make anything beautiful by giving a tie-dye effect to the picture of your choice. With acrylic paint, you can create and customize many things. One of the most overlooked art supplies is a pencil. A pencil is the thing that draws your subject of choice. The pencil can shade. Another overlooked art supply is the eraser. It can erase any mistakes that you make. It can also make lines less harsh. When you think of an artist, you think of drawing and painting, but there are different types of artists. There are song artists who write and perform the songs that we listen to. These people work hard at creating music for us to enjoy. It can take months just to write a single song and even longer to create an album. Unlike artists who paint and draw, a song artist is usually famous when they are alive. It takes more work than you think to create a 3-minute song. You have to make sure the lyrics are perfect and sound perfect. You have to get people to play instruments to make the music for your song. You have to memorize lyrics and perform with ease. Another type of artist is a baker. A baker is an artist because a baker decorates cakes. It takes a while to decorate a cake. A cake might have intricate piping designs that take hours to create. A cake might have many flowers made out of icing. A cake is a true form of art. A website designer is also an artist. To create a website or blog, you must have a sense of creativity and style. There are many customizable things on a website. You have to pick a background, a font, and many other things. So, we come to the conclusion that an artist is someone who creates something. So, technically, we're all artists in our own way. To be an artist, you have to have a sense of creativity and style. An artist also has to be original. We are all artists, just in our different ways. If you like to write, then you are an artist because you are creating something. If you like to cook, then you are technically an artist because you are creating something. Uncover your inner artist.
That concludes our 5th grade entries. Our 6th grade first place fiction goes to Dalton Lovett from Little Oak Elementary, or Little Oak Middle School. Teacher Sabrina Audebert, Principal Mrs. Amy DiCarlo.
Unexpected visitors. Why are you here? Caleb interrogated. The alien sighed and relieved himself from a serious, mature impression. If you insist, we myrtles, as we are called, have traveled from our planet Mercalon. Unfortunately, we have had a decrease in female population, and in order for our race to remain thriving, we must reproduce at a faster pace. How could different species reproduce, and also, how do you know our language? Caleb asked curiously. Well, you see, we myrtles were human at one time. After an enormous group of bioengineers and scientists invented this spaceship that is capable of traveling extreme distances in space, we migrated to a remote planet. The planet was fitted for sustaining human life and contained the required resources to live easily. We created a secret civilization, and we have been surviving there for 50 years. As you can see, our planet isn't exactly the same as Earth. Its atmosphere has caused us to acquire many helpful adaptations. The wind on Mercalon is quite intense, and it pollutes the air with noise. Our ears are more than twice as sensitive as yours, so we can communicate with each other over the vexing wind. Our skin gradually turned to dark orange from the chemicals in the atmosphere of our planet, and those chemicals made our hair shrivel off. Strangely, all of our eyes turned a bright green, but we guessed that a reaction from the atmosphere caused it also. These are the only physical changes that we have undergone, so it is still possible for humans to mate with our kind. After all, we are truly the same creatures. Why have you had a decrease in female population? Caleb wondered. There had been a mysterious disease, he explained. We have no idea where the disease originated from. The epidemic was highly contagious, and our planet is small and doesn't have a very large population, so it was a big deal. For no absolute reason, all of the male myrtles were immune to the disease. The contagion spread like wildfire throughout our civilization, and it killed thousands of females. Our scientists developed a cure, but it had killed most myrtles before we could help them. The disease eventually died off, but it left a huge crater in our female population. So you just decided to solve your own problem by stealing females from Earth? Caleb screeched. We realize that it is a cruel and abrupt solution, but it is our only one, the myrtle admitted. Well, you can't have my mother, Caleb exploded. If you agree to never speak anything of us, I will give you your mother back, he negotiated. You have my word, Caleb assured him. But are you going to other places and take people? I'm sorry, but we must. Our race will not go extinct, he proclaimed. Well, I guess I can't stop you, but if I ever see you in Louisiana again, I will report you, Caleb declared.
Dalton is our only sixth grader here tonight. Congratulations. Seventh grade poetry. First place goes to Zachary Smith from Pitcher Junior High. His teacher is Catherine Agina, Principal Rosalind Hanson.
It works much better. Step right into it. Get close to it.
As the clock winds down. As the clock winds down, time ticks away, little by little as the pendulum sways, marking down our greatest achievements and our most dreadful mistakes, what we've done in the past and what we're destined to make. But as time ticks away, we forget what for our time is meant, for the most precious time of all, of course, the present.
And Zachary's our only seventh grader here tonight. Eighth grade poetry. First place goes to Natalie Covington from Madisonville Junior High. Teacher, Laura Smith. Principal, Dwayne Kern.
I dream of mountaintops. If success is a mountain, what is its path? Winding or straight, rocky or fair? The trials of life and the hungers of humanity and the sins of hearts both white and dark are what carve out these mountaintops. If success is a mountain, where does it lead? To fortune or fame round Everest white peak, or to a golden age of happiness and peace? If success is a mountain, what would you see if you climbed to the top to find what you seek? Stars and clouds and the edges of earth, tiny lights of civilizations buried in the turf. If success is a mountain and I climbed the top to take a quick peek at what was to come, I'd look down and behold to myself in horror, not snow or ice, neither space nor lights, but nothing and darkness and chaos and death. The earth would be empty and barren of life, for hope had been hidden, snuffed out by the blights of the mortal world and the mountaintops of greed and deception running free. But if success was a mountaintop, and a messenger climbed to deliver to all something lost and blind, to put joy back in the rasping voices, and to put a smolder back in dead eyes, that messenger would be I. For I dream of looking down from the world's roof, at not hungry lions and plaintive cries, but rapturous shouts and burning gazes, filled with an eternal fire. It is I who dares dream of mountaintops, and the hope that will become our saving grace. It is the mountains we climb as we reach for success, and I hope one day I'll join in the ranks among those who dreamed of mountaintops.
Our eighth grade first place nonfiction winner is Sydney Becker from Slidell Junior High. Her teacher is Stephanie Chapman, and the principal is Patrick Mackin.
Ode to Sonia Richards-Ross. U.S. Olympian Sonia takes deep breaths as she steps onto the track, then stretches vigorously in hope that her muscles won't strain or her joints won't lock. She looks up towards the sky and says a prayer as her eyes spot a Union Jack. Before her race, she makes sure everything is perfect, even adjusting her socks. She's been longing to redeem herself, and this is one of her last chances. Her emotional strength matches that of her physical. All her competitors, including herself, get in their blocks to compete their starting formation. No matter if she wins the gold or not, she takes a moment to soak in the atmosphere and takes a final prance. Seconds go by as she crouches down, and the 4 years flash by as she dwells. Her hopes and aspirations are constantly her motivation without any limitations. For 4 years, she has been training relentlessly, and there has been no slack. As she waits anxiously, seconds tick on by in her internal clock. It would be her grandest achievement to win a gold medal and to see her winning race play back. The buzzers still ring in the distance, but she is already off the blocks. She runs forward, not looking back, for there is no time for spared glances. If she wins just one gold medal, the pride she would gain would make her heart swell as tears of victory streamed down like the banner of her nation. Breaking that thin ribbon seems effortless as she is in a tantalizing trance. As she leans forward towards the ribbon, her legs move instinctually to propel. Her husband and her family have continuously been by her side throughout this entire experience as one of her many inspirations.
That concludes our 8th grade entries. First place poetry in 9th grade goes to Jessica Saley from Mandeville High School. Teacher Melanie Plush, Principal Bruce Bundy.
The autumn leaves are falling round, great symphony of rustling sound. A light breeze comes and lifts them high, but they flutter to the ground and die. All around the sienna and red, like passing spirits of the lonely dead, whisper into my ears and cry for the fate that they should have to die. And in this swirling, whirling snow of red and yellow and fire's glow, I wander alone and feel the breeze as it blows the slowly dying leaves. And in this dance of dying souls made metaphor by leafy shoals, which fall and die as we watch and sigh and flutter towards the heavens high, I wonder what it's like to fly. The autumn leaves are falling fast, and though the season strains to last, it soon gives way to winter's cold. The leaves turn brown and crumble, old. But for a moment that glory shone, as the entire world, not the leaves alone, cried for those who died and said, that's yet another soul that joins the dead. So holding aloft their barren hands, the trees stand guard over barren lands, as the leaves beneath regress to earth, and from the ashes life gives birth. I see in the plight of this autumn domain a reflection of my own imprisoning chain, then tell my sorrows, my cold blue heart, that the time has come for us to part, so wash me clean for my new start. So sincere a sight it did reveal that I felt my heart begin to heal. I watched my sorrows coalesce, then fade away and evanesce, leaving me free to acquiesce.
Thank you all so very much for coming. Thank you for those of you that stayed to listen to the rest of the readings this evening.